Welcome back, beautiful tri-state area. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, iHeartRadio. I'm your host, Zen Sams. Up in just a few minutes in our Business and Buzz segment brought to you by Dominari Financial, we're chatting with the awesome Gogo Bethke, realtor, real estate social media queen, podcaster, and host of Gogopreneurs on Kathy Ireland's Your Home TV. She is a social media queen with over 80,000 followers, 1 million plus impressions monthly, over 80 million in production, and founder of Gogo's real estate team. She is ranked top 3% realtor in the nation and top 125 most influential people by Success Magazine. She's been featured in The Real Producers of Oakland County and did it all organically. Today, she's here chatting all about real estate, investing, and how women are paving the way in the industry. Now, when it comes to real estate, men have historically dominated, but the future is now female. Today, successful women in real estate represent the majority of the industry, and many are advancing to leadership positions across the nation. Women represent the industry majority in the United States, making up 67% of realtors. When compared to the male dominated industry of the 20th century, this uptick is a big win for females in real estate. Now, a typical realtor today is a 54-year-old white female who is a homeowner and college educated. Although female representation is high, of course, like everything else, gender gap related, we have a long way to go. The industry has tons of room for improvement. Welcoming now to the show is the amazing Gogo Bethke, podcaster, host, and real estate queen. Welcome, Stunner.
Thank you so much for having me. So exciting
Thank
to
you.
be here. I love those
Yeah,
stats that you just shared. Someone did their
absolutely.
research.
Well, we always do our research, number one show on the edutainment circuit. So now let's chat. Whether you're an aspiring woman realtor or already have a successful career in the industry, it's helpful to have peers and role models to inspire your continued growth. Where
Yeah.
did your inspiration for real estate come from?
Well, I wish I was like, oh, when I grow up, I'm going to be a realtor, right? It wasn't. It wasn't even my idea. I'm a foreigner. I was really good on Facebook because I had to be, because that's how I kept in touch with my family back at home. And my neighbor at the time thought that I would make a great realtor. So it really is her inspiration. I can't take credit for it. After I decided to get licensed, I'm the sorest loser you'll ever meet. So just as you did your research, I did my research. 80% of the realtors leave real estate in the first 2 years. I didn't want to be a part of that 80%. So then I had to figure out how am I going to be a top of the or a part of the top 20%, right? And to be honest with you, at the time, now we are talking 12 years ago, most of the top producing realtors were men. So it's not that I necessarily modeled women. I just happened to be a woman, but I model anyone that's really good at what they do.
That's a great answer. And where's home for you?
Home isn't where I'm from, or home isn't where I live now?
Home is where you're from. You said when you got here from home,
Oh,
you had
got
to.
it. Yes. So I'm from Transylvania, Romania, but I am Hungarian by nationality.
Oh, I love it. You are living out the American dream, Mama, without a doubt. You are so representative of this. Now, what type of real estate do you specialize in? What markets and how big is your team?
Yeah, so I'm technically personally retired. So I'm living the financial freedom life in Florida, but I'm licensed in Michigan. I have a small team in Michigan of 2 agents. We did 72 transactions last year. I don't have an office. I don't have a printer, as I like to call it. It just comes to me and I feed it back to my team and they close the deals, right? But I also built what's called the Team Gogo organization, and there's over 1,000 of us. I'm with a brokerage called EXP, so we can build what's called a downliner organization. There's over 1,073 as of today. We are in 46 different states and in 6 different countries. 48, sorry, different states in 6 different countries. And we did 2 billion in sales, actually $5 million short of 2 billion in sales in 2022.
You are a beast. Wow. You like female trailblazer all the way. And I'm so proud to call you my friend because not everybody accomplishes what you've accomplished, especially being a foreigner. You did not have the road paved out for you. You did not have somebody hand this to you. You built it. So you've retired in Florida, but you have and you practice big city mentality. You stress the importance of personal branding on your newly launched show on Kathy Ireland's Your Home TV, Gogopreneurs. You emphasize how one's reputation is important because real estate is all about relationships and others' perception of you can really impact your income. Tell us what we can expect on your show. Give us the 30-second quick and dirty or clean, if you will.
Yeah. So my career started in real estate. So when I got asked to do a show, I was like, okay, what would I do a show about? And actually, right around that time, I was flying, and someone asked me. I was sitting next to a random person on a plane, right? And he asked me, he's like, "Oh, what do you do for a living?" I was like, "Oh, what do I do for a living? I do so many things. Today, we own 9 different companies. They're somewhat all tied to real estate, but not really, not all of them. So I figured I'm really an entrepreneur nowadays. I'm not. I hate to say just realtor. I'm not seeing it in the bad mean realtor. Being a realtor is a full time, very hard job, right? But I just realized I'm doing so many different things. So when I came out with my show, I wanted to be entrepreneurial. So now it's called Gogopreneur, and I try to show everything, the good, bad, and the ugly of entrepreneurship, anything from the basics all the way to financing. Like right now, I'm going through this lesson I never had to learn before of what to do with money, right? So I really take people onto the journey of where I started and the lessons I learned in the middle. So hopefully they get to learn through my experiences so they don't have to go through those life lessons themselves, because some of the lessons hurt. Right. So if you can learn it through somebody else's mistakes, then might as well do it that way. So really the idea is as much as I can squeeze into the entrepreneurial world and of my knowledge and the people and connections, I'd like to do that.
What an inspiring show, and I love the title Gogopreneurs. It feels I mean, it's part of your name, but more importantly, there's so much more meaning in between all of that, go-getter, entrepreneurs. I mean, you've managed to really brand yourself very nicely. Now, interesting, I wanna get your perspective on this, but let's chat the rise in single female homeownership. So, very interesting article came out, saying homeownership for single women is on the rise, with single females being 5% more likely to own a home than their single male counterparts. Additionally, the same study found that single women represent more than double the amount of owner occupied homes as single men do in every major US city. Now, with single females as a leading group in home ownership, women realtors may have a unique advantage with this demographic based on the potential for shared experiences and perspectives. What do you say to this? And are female realtors filling a void?
I mean, you might not want to hear what I have to say, right? But I'm not huge on separating men from women. I believe that I can do whatever the heck I feel like doing. And I believe that men can do whatever the heck they feel like doing, right? So I don't know if I would be the perfect person to answer this question for multiple reasons. Hey, I've been married for 20 years. I don't know what single women do nowadays. I wouldn't, I haven't been in the market, but why not own a home? Like, I don't know why we have to separate a single man or single woman, even in the industry of how many women are realtors. Yeah, when I got into the industry there were more men than there were women. Granted, they were also way older. The average age of a realtor came down to, I feel like just life is changing and we're realizing that we can do whatever we want in whichever industry we want to do it in. So if single women feel like going and buying homes and single men not so much, 5% less, then let it be. Maybe they just want to go live life, or maybe they just have more child support to pay.
Or yeah, or really women are just paving the way to say, listen, I can own a home with or without a man. 5% is nothing per year, but 5% compounded over the next 5 years will show a huge increase. It's a worthy statistic, especially if we chat and we try to combat this equal pay, I mean, or a lack thereof here in America. We still have staggering gender pay gaps, and they exist. They exist everywhere, right? In 2020, if we looked at where women brokers and sales agents made 69 cents to a man's dollar for the same job. Now, of course, this gap is narrowed to 92 cents to the dollar at the management level in real estate. So it keeps going up. And a study by Crew Network discovered that within commercial real estate, the salary gap between males and females lies at about 10% or 90 cents to a man's dollar. But the most astonishing gap occurs for bonuses and commissions at like nearly 56%. So overall, when we look at these numbers, it demonstrates that much can still be done to achieve pay equality for women. And when we look at somebody like yourself, you might downplay it, but other women are looking at you, Gogo, and they're saying, wow, look what she's done. Look at the team that she leads. And whether you lead as a male or a female in what particularly you've done, you've led by example, but you have paved the way in an industry that is not easy. I would like to get your perspective on this. How can we change the narrative to continue to have female trailblazers like yourself?
So when you look at it, those numbers that you share, those are on the employee side of real estate, right? Most realtors, we are not employees. We are 1099s contractors, right? So when I go in for a listing appointment, I don't necessarily go in with the idea of like, okay, am I going against a man or am I going against a woman? To me, everybody's competition. I could care less who's on the other hand. I'm going to go do a good job so then I can get hired, right? So those percentages that you shared, like those are hired brokers. I haven't been hireable for the last 12 years. I couldn't share what those people must think when they go accept a job. I can tell you that then if I found out that the same male broker who's doing the same exact job than I do would get paid more, I would sue them for
Oh, we,
discrimination. I would
oh,
never accept a job
well, we know. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what
for
the
what I'm
numbers
worth.
point to.
Yeah, I would never. So I couldn't comment on that, A, because I'm not hireable, and B, if I was hireable, I would never take a job for what I'm worth plus tax.
Oh yeah, exactly. No, 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 of course not. Now, where what are the current projects? I mean, you're an entrepreneur, so you must be doing a lot. Do you have any charity focused or social activism components to your ecosystem?
I'm still very much in the grind, but my 2024 goal is to try to start my own nonprofit organization. My oldest son is type 1 diabetic. And so I would like to do something where we would find a cure. Currently, only 2% of the actual collections that they get, or donations, I should say, they get for type 1 diabetes. 98% goes for bettering life with diabetes. Well, I can tell you, people who live with diabetes, they don't want to live with it. Okay, nobody wants to have a better life with diabetes. People want to find a cure to live without diabetes. So I would like to do a nonprofit organization and have a cause for that, since it's in my family, right? My firstborn baby is type 1 diabetic. So as long as I live, I will fight very hard to find a cure. Also, what I would like to do is English. I feel like so many, even of my own people, they'll come to this country and they have a really hard time blending in or learning the language. And especially now with VAs and the ability to working for other countries, I feel like if people in Romania could learn the language English, right, then they could have so much more opportunity to work and make more money. An average income in Romania is around $600 to $1,000 a month now. So imagine if they could just speak English and make 3, 4 thousand. I mean, that's all you need to do is learn the language. So I would love to start some sort of a program where we would teach English back at home. Now, granted, I only get to go home 4 to 6 weeks every summer, so I wouldn't be the one teaching it. But starting an organization that teaches English, that would be awesome.
Wow, you're very accomplished. You got a lot going on. Thank you so much for such a great interview. You did a very thorough job at describing just how effective great leadership is, and more importantly, how you've basically lived out the American dream. So, congratulations to you and all your success.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, that was our Business and Buzz segment brought to you by Dominari Financial. That was the amazing Gogo Bethke, realtor, real estate social media queen, podcaster, and host of Gogopreneurs on Kathy Ireland's Your Home TV. You could head directly to gogobethke.com, and you can also check her out on the gram at Gogo Real Estate or Gogo Bethke. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, iHeartRadio. We'll be right back after this.